Hey, it's Thomas here on another beautiful day here in paradise, i.e. Christchurch, New Zealand. And what makes it even more of a paradise is these beautiful model engines. And today I'm going to give my two tractors from Jin in China a wee run. Let's have a look at those. This is the T26 tractor based on the M26 engine, which is a model engine that is semi-scaled. Like all of Jin's engines, I'm worried about the camshaft wearing out. And this engine has become a little bit noisy, and I've adjusted the valves here. This is the throttle. We have a little carburetor hiding in this fake air cleaner. We have a water hopper for cooling with a little float in it. This part, this flat rounded roof here, is off a pencil case that I had in the house, so it doesn't originally come with the roof like that. This muffler is from a bullet cartridge. The only other change I've made is put a drawbar on there. The crawler and this is meant to represent a weight on the front to help this steer, because crawlers tend to not steer that well. And we have a beautiful drawbar on the back. This drawbar is made out of part of a vintage window latch. So part of the window latch is this bit here. Actually, this is part of a tap that I found. So this pin I have turned on the drill press to fit into there using a file. You will probably notice that these engines get pretty filthy. If they're meant to be old vintagey engines, then they can look scruffy. Today I'm going to change to a proper small engine oil, SAE 30, and whereas in the past I've just used the oil out of my car, mixed with a tiny bit of grease. Okay, we're going to begin the process of setting these up to run. So the first thing you want to do is put some oil into the crankcase. These things spit oil out, and if you don't put oil in that crankcase, then those little cams for the valves are pretty soon going to wear out. I mean, they're probably going to wear out anyway. That's just because they're not hardened or anything. On this engine, you have to put the oil in the back of the engine. I've made a little addition where I can put that oil in much easier than the original. You can see the new location of the breather and oil filler just there. It's that copper thing there. Okay, that is going in there. Probably too much, but this engine just spits it straight back out again. I'd rather too much than too little. Okay, and we're going to put a little bit on this engine as well. This engine, we need to take off the lid, but that's very easy. The oil is this one here. So I'm going to take that off, pop oil in there now. So we don't want too much in here. But the ignition is cleverly located underneath the engine in exactly the correct spot for the oil to drip into if you have too much oil. And that ignition is not encased or encapsulated, as they say, in resin. So good luck with that. Right, let's get some petrol into this and see if I can run it. The gasoline's probably about 25 gas to 1 part oil. We're going to spin it a bit first to get some petrol up into the pipes there. And then we're going to turn on the ignition and try that. So what you're getting there is it's caught on the little bit of petrol that's in the carb, but you probably haven't got petrol coming through the tubes. And sometimes you need to squeeze those tubes because we're using petrol with oil in it. When that dries out, you can get oil stuck in the tubes. Sometimes it helps if you open up the throttle quite a lot, but then again, some of these don't like that. So it's a good start, a really good start. So we've got quite a bit of smoke coming out of there, I'll just show you that. And that's because of all the oil I've put in there. I'm just going to beautiful smoke rings there. Let's see if we can get the other engine running. This engine, we're going to need water in the hopper as well as petrol. So let's fill this up with petrol first. So here's the petrol going in. And again, we might put a little bit in the straight into the carb here. I'm going to see if we can get this one going. Throttle should be just on a little bit. Ignition on. Little bit open there and start. Okay, so okay, so now that's going, I need to put water in the hopper, which I will do now. Running too hot. Well, that's what we want. Oh, it might be too rich. It might conk out in a little bit. is running really rich.